guys, it's Lori. I am going to show you today how to box up a wreath. I've had this question a lot, and I am sending off the wreath to Marie. I'm sure you remember me talking about her. She's the one that I made this wreath for. So I am getting ready to send it off to her, and so I thought, hey, I'll go ahead and show you how I do that. So I'm going to put the camera down so you can see what I'm doing. So what I do if I am getting ready to ship off a wreath is I will get one of my boxes. Now these boxes are 24 by 24 by 12. And I will just open it up and go ahead and, oops, look at that. Run my tape across it to close the bottom. Okay. I will run a few pieces along the sides too. Whoops, I just ran out of tape. Alright, so I've got new tape. So let's try that again. So I will run a couple going vertical and a couple going horizontal, because I don't want it to come apart in shipping. That would be horrible. Okay, so once I get that done, what I will do is I will set the wreath in there. And I'm pretty careful about how I put the wreath in. But the biggest thing that I want to do is to see how tall it is. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this tool. This is a box cutting tool. And I'm going to cut the box down a little bit. I think maybe like here. Yep, that looks good. So once I figure out where I'm going to cut it, all you do is set it down here, and then this little edge right here goes over the rim of the box like this, and then you just hold this little handle and you just hold it in place and run it along like that. And what it does is it makes a little, like a little cut. So I don't know if you can see that. It just makes like a little cut in there so that you'll be able to cut it down. So I will do the same thing on all the sides. So just hold this down. And I press pretty hard because I do want it to cut it. I do this on all the sides. There we go. Alright, last side. Alright, now you can do this next part with a box cutter, but yeah, I've had experiences where I poked myself, so I don't do that. I just use scissors and I just cut down to the line that I just made with that box cutter, with that box tool. Okay? once I get it to this point, I will just lift up these each side and I will push it down like that. And that's what this awesome little tool does. So it scores the cardboard and it allows you to bend it over. See, and that, there's several reasons that I do this. One is it protects the wreath. Two is it cuts down on shipping cost. And three is that it just makes it so that when the person gets their wreath and they pull it out, everything won't be, you know, all messed up from shipping. So once I do that, I'll just kind of open it back up. And then I'm going to secure the wreath down to the box. And there are a few ways you can do this, but there is one particular way that I like to use. Once I get it in this box and I've gotten everything cut, I'm good to go. What I'm going to do, and this is an ice pick. It's just, you know, a pointy pick, but you know what, you can also use a screwdriver. I've done that lots of times. This one's just a little bit sharper. So, what I do is I kind of gently move the wreath around and find a good spot in between the layers, and I just push a hole down right here. Well, I'll pull it back up and show you in a minute. And I want to do it on each side, because what we're going to do is we are going to tie this down inside the wreath box. And I want to be very careful to make sure I'm not pushing a hole through any of my mesh. Okay, so I'll take this out and then I'm going to show you. So see, I have punched a hole here and a hole here, and I will just go slightly over from that, punch another hole. Man, I don't go very far. Okay. You know, you can do the same thing with the screwdriver. It works just fine. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take a pipe cleaner. I'm going to go to the back. I'm going to stick the pipe cleaner through like this. Like that. Same thing here. So, now when I open the box back up, sometimes I have to pull it up and put it in that second layer, but there we go. So I have pipe cleaners standing up. Can you see it? So now what I'll do is I will take my wreath and I will place it back down like that. And then I will find those pipe cleaners and I will run it through the wire frame. And I'm sorry, it's hard, I can't show you this part just because it's too close in there. And I will just tie the actual wreath frame down using that pipe cleaner. And I will tie it fairly tight because I don't want it to come loose. Okay, so I got one side. I'm going to do the other side. Of course, I'm doing all of this while being very careful not to damage anything on the wreath. So, there we go. I'm just tying it down. Okay. Once I have it secure, what I will do is I will shake it, and if it looks like it's still moving pretty much, I will do another one. So sometimes I can get away with 2, and sometimes I have to do 3. So let me get one more pipe cleaner. So I'm just going to do that one more time. I'm going to take my ice pick, punch a hole, punch another hole, and then I'm going to run my wire right up to there. Okay. There we go. Alright, so now I will tie it down one more time. And then it should be good to go. And of course, I want to make sure that I'm not tying it where anything is getting squished. And that is why I kind of use a little bit bigger box, because you can see that, see now when I shake it, it's not moving. You can see that it is a little bit larger than my wreath, but I want that because I don't want it to get damaged when I'm shipping it. So once I do that, I will go through and I will fluff up the ribbons and just make sure everything looks really good. And if I see any little frays or anything like that, I will just clip them off. And I always put this little letter that I made in the boxes because I want people to know that how to get their wreath out. So it just says I've wired it with a pipe cleaner to the bottom, cut the 2 wires on the bottom, and the wreath will come free. So that way, you know, people won't get frustrated when they're trying to take their wreath out. And the last thing I do is I just take, this is just wrapping paper that you use when you're packing, and I'll just take a sheet or 2 of this, place it down gently, and then I will close it up, seal it, and I will print my label and put it on there and take it to the post office. So I hope that was helpful, and if you have any questions about this, just let me know because I'll be happy to answer it. And otherwise, I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.